Hi, certification class! It's getting so close to your testing time, and I wanted to do a recap on a couple of things that I think will be important to you when you get ready to start your testing. The first thing I want to mention to you is saving your file to text. Now, when you hear the word text, you're thinking a text message. However, if you were to save your file, and you go to Save As and choose your location, it says Save As Type right here, right? If you hit the down arrow, you can select to have it as plain text. So, on your certification test, if it asks you to save a file as text, this is the step you would need to take. All right, cool deal? Let's take a look at a couple more things that we can recap before you test. All right, let's say that it's going to ask you to insert a header. To insert a header, I'd go to Insert tab, and I would choose my header. Maybe it's going to ask me to insert the integral header. I can see it right there. It's listed and labeled. Good to go, right? Let's say that maybe I don't want the integral header, but let's say that I want just like, a regular header. All right, and I'm going to type some text in there. Maybe my test question is going to ask me to change this text into a different format. Don't let that confuse you. Just because you're on your header and footer tools tab, don't let it confuse you when it asks you to format text. To format your text, go right back to that home tab and choose whatever font options it's going to request. Now, it may request that you use a text effect. And so your text effect options will be right here, text effect. So maybe it's going to ask you to fill it with fill blue accent color 1 shadow. There you go. That task would be complete. So you're good to go on that one. All right, awesome. The next thing that I want to bring to your attention is some bullets. So if I have bullets and I need to renumber them, let's say the question asked me to renumber my bullets starting with a specific number. Notice when I click here, I select my bullets, but if I click over here, I'm selecting my text. Selecting my text is not going to help me. I need to select the numbers, select the bullets, right? When I select those, I can choose the down arrow and then I can say, set the numbering value, and I choose what number I want this to start at. Maybe I want it to start at 100 or whatever the set of instructions tell me to, okay? Maybe my bullets do not need to be reset to another number, but maybe it's going to ask me to define a different bullet. All right, let's take a look at that. To define a new bullet, I'll go to my bullets button and I'll say define a new bullet. Probably the most common question that you'll get if you're going to have the question about defining a new bullet is to create it as a symbol. So let's click on symbol to make sure that you've seen this. Now, if it's going to tell you to use a symbol, it will also give you some sort of a font requirement. Like maybe it's Wingdings or something like that. I'm going to choose this font just so you can see that you can change the font. And then typically it will also give you a character code. Maybe my character code is 255. If I type my character code in, it will identify the number that's under that font symbol and I'm ready to go. I can say okay, and now I have my symbol identified for my new bullet. All right, I'm going to also mention to you replacing words. If I wanted to replace a word, I would go to my home tab, I would choose replace, and I would find the word that I needed to modify. Let's say I wanted to find ADA and replace it with American Disability Act. I would choose replace all. It will tell me how many replacement and I can close that and that task is done. Let me also mention to you one last little thing before we head off of here. If it's going to ask you to reset the spacing on your whole document, first thing you want to do, Control A. Select that whole document and then go up to change your spacing. Your spacing button is on your home tab in your paragraph grouping. If you select this, you can see you've got some options listed here that you can change your line spacing to. However, if it's not listed there, you would choose line spacing options. And it gives you indents and spacing, line and page breaks tab, and you would choose your line spacing here. If it tells you to make it exactly 12 points or exactly 8 points, that's what you would select there. If it doesn't tell you to make it exactly, maybe it says at least 12 points, or it might just say single space it and give you some point values. This is where you would make that adjustment under your spacing. All right, I hope these quick tips help you guys. Good luck.